What's it like to want to kill yourself and try and not succeed? I'll tell you. I have two attempts. It all started when my mom was in hospice. I got a phone call that she was in hospice, and I immediately went to the kitchen out of despair. And it's just emotion, just like I don't even know how to describe it. I was just immediately I wanted to kill myself. And I went to the kitchen and grabbed a steak knife and stabbed myself in the arm right there and right there. It's hard to see them. And right there, I stabbed myself in the arm and I missed the arteries. I nicked one on my one arm, and the other one I nicked one artery too. And I lost 4 quarts of blood before I called my dad and walked into the hallway with my bloody hands and opened the door, getting blood on everything, to let him in, and got a ride to his house, and he let me live there and not stay at the apartment. My mom died a week after my birthday, May 28th, 2021. She held on in hospice for a week because she didn't want to die on my birthday. After she died, I shortly relapsed on crack, and I got kicked out of my dad's house because I stole for the crack because I couldn't afford it, and I had that habit addiction in me, and I just needed what I needed at the time, and I didn't care about anybody else because I was just full of anger and hate at the whole fucking world. So I got kicked out. I was on the street. My dad took me to a cell phone store and got me a phone and said adios. And I walked and walked, and I don't remember exactly what happened after that, but somehow I ended up living in my grandma's house. Then I got into Chester Ray, a sobriety home, which I was there for about 3 days, where I was wired and completely awake for the whole 3 days because I was completely manic and I couldn't sleep. And then I eventually blacked out in a group meeting. I was about to black out and I caught myself. I got up and left and went into the back and blacked out as I started hitting on a tree. I pounded it full force and shattered my knuckles, completely vaporized them, and broke my wrists bad. Now it's fused in place. Then I went to a psych ward with my blown up hand, and I was in the psych ward for a while, and then they turned me into Turning Point. And while I was in Turning Point, I was having an extremely bad depression with extreme dysphoria and a bunch of other problems. And my head was spinning, and my paranoia was bad. My voices were rampant. And the demon was riding me fucking hard, and I couldn't see a way out of it. And all I could see is that I was homeless, and I wanted to die because I didn't want to deal with this shit, because I didn't know how to get out of it. I didn't know how to live as a homeless person. So I walked out of Turning Point in this state, determined to jump off a bridge and drown myself in the cold water and riding in the current, and where I couldn't swim out of it. So I jumped off that bridge after I walked down the hill on Leonard Street from Turning Point and went to the Leonard Street Bridge and jumped off the middle of it where there's a 45-foot drop. I didn't know how shallow the water was. The water was only 4 foot deep. So I immediately shattered both my ankles and spiral fractured my tibia. And adrenaline kicked in. I started swimming out in fight or flight mode because I didn't want to die anymore. I was just afraid. And I managed to get up on a pylon after I dragged myself over some logs with blown up ankles and broken legs. Started screaming for help for 15 or 20 minutes, and somebody answered finally, and I was hypothermic by the time the ambulance got there and got me, and they brought me in, and they found out I had 2 blown out ankles, 2 spiral fractured tibias, and 2 herniated discs from the drop. Yeah, that's what it's like. Peace.